Where, can we use that high school conference room?
Yeah.
The one, is that what it's
Absolutely.
called?
Yes.
The high school conference
Yep,
room?
absolutely.
For the administrator?
Yeah. Are you comfortable in Lisa's office? Is that enough space, or we probably need to see it?
We can use the conference room up there for that as well.
Should I just walk him down to the conference room?
Well, the conference room, yeah, it's just right there by, in the main office there. yeah.
Just start the day there?
Yeah,
Meet him there?
that's,
All right.
And then once those guys get there, then I'll
Unless you
take.
want to, just so that they know where the business office is.
and we can, yeah, I mean, we can,
No, meet them at the business office, and you guys can walk down together.
Sure.
We'll still have them come to the central office.
Well, yeah, because they'll have to come through the main doors.
right.
Maybe as part of
I
your
guess that could be
time,
part
you
of
could
it.
give them a little tour of where they're gonna go to.
Mhm.
I'll just stay up front of the conference room.
And then, we've got a 2 hours block, and I think you're gonna need it,
Mhm.
for somebody to give the tour and take them to lunch. Now, with a 7-person board, you can have 3 of you if you want to do that, but chances are you're going to take a significant other, get a spouse or a significant other with you, and take them to lunch, but both buildings, around the area. I mean, that means drive up
Try one.
to the community so they know where they are. So it's 2 hours, it's gonna take some time.
You want, like, we would take them to Clemmy, we would take them to Cattell, we would take them to Roland.
Yeah. I think.
That'll take a long.
You bet. So 2 hours is, and I don't know if you have a favorite spot to take them to lunch, but a sit-down lunch that the district would provide.
Should we also have the community members be involved in helping with the tour, or just on board them?
I think it's up to you. I don't think you're gonna wanna have a lot of people. I don't think you wanna make it into an interview session, more than just maybe a board member getting to know the person so they can share that with you also when you get ready for the interview.
That's the nice thing, is that you actually get 2 more hours as a board member with the candidate to learn more about them, and then you can share that.
That'd be my only concern, James.
Okay.
I think it should be the board members.
And you guys can figure that out. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put board vice president with them, and then you guys decide if somebody else wants to join. But I think probably, to be fair to the candidates and for the process, if somebody joins, they join with the others also. In other words, candidate 1, 2, and 3, or 4, the same people should probably be involved. Consistency is probably, you protect yourselves by being consistent with that. All right? And then you can talk about that, Jackie, with the candidates when they come. Okay, I'm gonna be here at this time, and we're gonna take you here, and here. Student leaders, conference room again at the high school, as long as it's big enough, isn't it?
how many
How many
students?
kids are we talking?
Well, Eric was lining up student leaders, 9th, 12th, 9th, 10th, 11th grade student leaders. It's not gonna be more than 9, I don't think.
Let's say when we had the first session, it wasn't here.
Yep,
I mean, we could,
you can reserve it.
I think maybe the same,
Somebody told-
yeah, maybe
We can reserve that time, okay?
do the same thing.
What's- Media center, what do you call this room?
LMC.
LLC.
Do we want to use the same, since next would be the support staff? Can we get the afternoons? Can you shut it down for the, should we, let's,
Chief staff too.
yeah, and that's after school, so you really don't have to reserve it.
Yeah.
And we can do the parents also. On the board, right? Timing, look okay? I don't know, maybe you guys can give them suggestions as to where they can go for supper together. I mean, you're not responsible for that one, they're gonna go on their own. If it's just him, her, or if it's a spouse or a significant other, then it's their responsibility to go.
They have Common Bar, they have
There's
Jerry's,
Jerry's, there's Cattleman's,
there's Cattleman's,
there's
there's
Pony and Ice.
the drive-in, if they want something just simple.
On the tour, you might point those places
Yeah.
out. Just so that they're aware. And then, the other thing is, if they're from the area, there might be somebody they're gonna hook up with, somebody they know in Central. I know I did when I knew somebody named, so there's an opportunity to just get away.
Yeah. Are they, do we need to provide lodging for them, or?
That's,
Um,
we need to, no, we need to talk about that too. Are we okay with the interview schedule? Again, what I'll do is I'll type it, I'll send it as an attachment to that email, so you can get a chance to look at that.
I'm good. I'm okay.
Scott, what kind of hours you work?
I work a lot of hours.
I'll be here at night.
We didn't bring
Nancy,
up,
I'll be available if you need help.
You'll be back by then, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Need me, I'll be available.
Okay.
and that brings us to calendars. What I initially had on my calendar, that doesn't mean my calendar is, I have to pull it up. I hope you're. My understanding is your spring break is the 19th, is that the Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
19th through 27th.
We had initially looked at the third week of March. When we first, that'd be the 14th. And if you think about it, you're not gonna wanna interview on the 17th, which is, the 18th, which is a Friday. So if we're gonna look at 4 interviews, we'd be looking at the 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th. And we talked about 3 to 5. Right now, I would suggest we're going to advance 5 for your consideration, a week from Tuesday.
On that 5 that you decide.
Yeah, you'll make the decision on what you're going to interview.
Is there any way, and tell me if I'm totally off base, but to do more than one person in a day, if we decided to do 5 and just shuffle the schedule around?
It's a little tricky.
Yeah, we could do something unless we wanted to consider the Thursday before,
Oh,
the 10th.
That's a board meeting night.
That's a board
March
meeting.
10th is a board
The
meeting.
board meeting tonight, so that pushes her, but the 9th would be a possibility. I would be surprised if you ended up wanting to interview 5. I would just, we're not done yet.
right.
Mike and I are not done yet with our research. More likely, you'll be looking at 3. I would guess. But why don't we tentatively X the 9th, just in the case that you really want to interview 5.
Okay, so we're looking at the 9th, 14th, 15th, 16th,
7,
and 7th.
14th through the 17th, for sure. Unless you only interview 3, then one of those nights will be gone. You just pick 3 of those people.
Okay.
What this does for us is, as we get to our final, and we'll, in the next couple of days, I'll make another call to all if it's five that we're gonna advance, however many we're gonna advance, I'll call each one of them and say, here's the plan, are you still interested in Belmont Plumbing? These are the days that the board has selected for
Okay.
possible interviews. Where will you be? What's a number that I can call you? Because on that Tuesday night, we will be here making calls to finalize those people and the times and days that they're gonna interview.
Okay,
Okay,
sure.
all right, we okay with,
Yeah. Okay, so those are just the interview days, right?
correct?
Right.
Oh, we need to talk about,
9th, 14th, 15th, 16th,
Yep, I'm okay with that. But I'm just curious, is there any other meetings coming up prior to that besides the original board meeting on it?
The first,
The first.
that's when
Week
we have.
from tomorrow.
That's when we
That's when
have.
we'll present.
Okay, I'm asking, my dad's having chemo,
okay.
so I'm trying to
Sure.
work this in and around.
Well, and then that brings up a great point, which we need to talk about, is after that last interview, do you want to stay here and try and negotiate with the candidate and make the calls? Or do you want somebody to come out on the 18th and help you with that process?
I cannot be here on the 18th. But if I don't have to be here,
You really, I mean, if you guys get together after that last interview, be it on, if it's that Thursday, and you guys know who you're going to extend the offer to, no, you don't have to.
okay.
I will not be the person that's gonna be here. I mean, I could do it on a telephone from a beach, but I'm not gonna. I'm sorry. If it's the 18th, Mike, are you available?
Should be, that's Friday,
That's,
so 17th will be Thursday.
It is.
17th, we can make that decision after the interview.
Okay.
It's March
What
Madness.
do most schools
Depends on who's playing.
That's right.
Depends on if I was playing in West Fargo, right?
Okay. That's when you're on.
we need to be there for the interview.
14th through the
Yeah.
17th, possibly.
Okay.
So that's gonna be, but to be brutally honest, after Tuesday, you're gonna know what your package you're gonna offer the person. The only thing that you're gonna need to negotiate with that person, well, I shouldn't say that. They could ask to negotiate what you set for vacation and benefits, but if you're solid on what you've done in the past, and we're gonna have some research by Tuesday, by next week, when we come back, we're gonna know what the standard has been for you guys, so that you're ahead of that. And after you've interviewed with experience and everything else, you'll know what they are currently making. You'll be able to make a decision as what you're going to offer. So you really, it's up to you, we can assist in that,
Mhm.
but it's completely up to you to make that. Whomever you don't, we will call. We will take care of telling them that the board has made an offer to another candidate, and that's not your responsibility, that's ours.
I'm just putting this on here, folks.
What else might I forget? We're down
Our
to,
stakeholder teams and chairperson's done.
oh, how are you guys doing on?
I was gonna ask that question, actually. How are they being chosen?
That was up to you guys to,
How many teams were there?
the stakeholders,
Community group?
I gave you the list that had checked off the ones that said they would volunteer,
Right.
but you want somebody, 7 to 9 people on that.
Well, my concern with that group was the only volunteers were all women, and maybe it'd be good to have a couple
Then
guys.
I think you guys need to contact some people that you think would be interested and be able to commit.
Yeah,
And we need to know that by Tuesday.
Okay,
Well, because the chairperson of that group needs to meet with us
Next Tuesday.
probably, if we're gonna meet at 7, by 6:30 here, we wanna meet with the chairperson of that,
Chairperson of
each group.
and just go over some questions or.
I think the principals were working on teachers and support staff.
my understanding is that the elementary teachers were not being contacted because Sarah told them she might be interested in applying for the job, and so she didn't want to have any sort of vested interest, but then they're like, who's supposed to be contacting us to get, because there's people that would like to be on the team.
Well, I think that, I'll contact Eric.
Okay,
We need to talk to Eric and Sarah both, regardless of whether she is or not,
right.
just to get that together. And I think they can get